to what proved to be yet another action-packed weekend on Florida's Space Coast, as the 2022 edition of the legendary Thunder on Cocoa Beach was raced in a multitude of classes, including the return of the UIM Class 1 World Powerboat Championship, and of course the mighty Super Cat and Super Stock divisions, as 58 teams competed in the first round of the APBA National Championship. Thunder on Cocoa Beach was raced in all classes on a 7.5-mile circuit that runs the length of Cocoa Beach, as crowds got to see the boats and action up close in what is considered the perfect venue for powerboat spectating. Cocoa Beach has a vibrant bar and restaurant scene, glorious sunshine, miles of sandy beaches, and of course stunning ocean views, as fans crowded the streets and enjoyed the traditional boat parade. The Thunder on Cocoa Beach event is not just about the racing, but a celebration of the powerboating way of life as teams, families and spectators joined in the fun with street parties and concerts. The busy race day kicked off with the bracket classes racing in monohulls. Bracket Class 600 went to driver Michael McColgan, and on throttle, Francis Faluto Jr. in Rum Runners. Bracket Class 700 went to Brian Guy and Julian Maldonado in Jackhammer. The win in Bracket Class 500 went to Robert and Vincent Winowski in Bronx Phantom. Winners in the Bracket Class 400 were Dean Staleman and Nate Hunt in the Predator Staleman Motorsports boat. Bracket Class 300 went to Jimmy Jensen and Clyde Petty in the Rollin' Dirty Offshore Elite Home Game Rooms boat. The winning boat in Stock V was LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness RevX Oil, driven by Britt Lilly with Kevin Smith on throttle. Mod V went the way of Team Sunprint with Stephen Fairman and Steve Miklos in the boat. This year introduces the 4-stroke 300R Mercury racing engine to the existing 2-stroke 300 XS's. This super competitive class features 28 to 32 foot catamarans with fully enclosed race canopies, and this year introduces the 4-stroke 300R Mercury racing engine to the existing 2-stroke 300 XS's. There were 11 teams and 22 drivers and throttlemen racing at Cocoa Beach, with some experienced champions past and also some new faces in the mix. Last year's overall Superstock runner-up S1 CMR Racing is back on a brand new boat, with last year's champion Sean Torrente racing alongside teammate Sean Connor.
And we're at Cocoa Beach, first race of the season, first step in defending our national championship from last year, and we have a completely new Doug Wright 32 that we got about 3 weeks ago. Brand new 300Rs from Mercury Racing, which we're really excited about. 4-strokes have arrived in offshore, which is awesome, just like overseas. So for the last few years, we ran the 300XS, which is a direct injected 2-stroke engine. Now what we have is a V8 4-stroke. It's a 4.6 liter, it has a lot more torque. And more than that, it's definitely a more reliable power head. And we're just really excited to get out there and race. It's a rough water race, and it's going to be challenging, and it's going to be a war of attrition to a point, and also managing the equipment to make sure you make it to the end.
Last year's championship winning boat is this year racing as the number 14 Atlas Offshore Racing, with driver Tanner Lewis driving with throttleman Billy Moore.
Match made in heaven, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I've known Tanner for years.
And Billy, of course, no other person. I've had a lot of good experience with him in the boats, learned a lot as well working together with him, and I feel very confident and safe that we're going to take this to the next level.
Billy Moore is on double duty here, also throttling the Grade L 54 boat in the Super Cat class.
I will say, after running the bigger boats pretty much all my life and then getting into the stock class, the stock boat reacts very quickly and instantaneously to the sea condition. Where the big boat, a lot more weight, a lot more energy, it will kind of do some different things and let you know that something's going on, but you won't actually, say, crash it for a couple hundred yards away. Where this, it's like almost instantaneous. As soon as you start to feel something odd, it's almost instant that it can go bad.
Last year's overall number 5 finisher Jack Hammer had Reese Langheim driving alongside throttleman and team manager Ricky Maldonado in the number 42 boat.
We've been racing for 3 years in a row. We won 2 world championships already back-to-back with OPA. So we are very used to each other. We're like brothers now. So we talk every day. We make fun of us. I mean, all that stuff inside the boat. It gets heated sometimes, but you know, that's part of racing. So it's just it's a communication game, to be honest with you.
Performance Boat Centre had Myrick Coyle as driver alongside Rusty Williams on throttle, with driver Coyle also running the MCon boat.
We're fortunate enough, knock on wood, that we've podiumed every time that we've raced together. So we're going on 16 or 17 top 3s in a row. So that's a big thing that we'd like to keep up this weekend. Now that I talked about it, it might be the downfall, but
we're in it to win the national championship and then hopefully move on to the world championship. Last year we were able to clinch the world championship in Key West, and we were just barely squeezed out for the national championship.
The Superstock race was on. The starting lineup and pole position determined by lottery.
Basically do a lottery. I'm not good at those, so I had my new driver Sean Connor do it, and we pulled third, which is pretty good. So we start third. My old boat pulled pole position, so they're on pole, and we have LPC next to us on the inside, and Alan Lawn Care, who won this race last year, right outside of us. So it's going to be an interesting run down to the first corner. It should be really good.
Number 1. Yeah, we got lucky this time. You know, pulled it out. I was very fortunate. So we're going to take the inside pole. As long as we can set pace, I think we're going to be in good shape.
In our starting grid, we're going to be starting in the 8th position, which is pretty far out. Not the best that we wanted, but it's okay. This is not a race that you win in the first corner. You win it, you know, at the end of the day. So we're here to win the championship at the end of the season, and that's the reason why we are going to push really hard today.
Ricky Maldonado's son Julian was also in the race, starting to his dad's left in Nighthawk Offshore Racing's Steel Industries boat number 3.
Strategy today is just finish the race more than anything, be competitive. If we get to the turn up front, we're going to battle. Otherwise, we're just going to maintain.
The Superstock fleet headed out into the circuit. New teams, new boats, new engines, ready for this 6th lap race for a total of 45 racing miles in very rough conditions. The green flag is up, the race is on. We see Torrente and Connor in the CMR boat pulling ahead to their starboard as CMR gets a great start in the opening straightaway. Atlas is leading, but look at Jack Hammer on the outside, gaining speed and starting to pull away. Team Allen gets squeezed and falls back as Canadian team Big East Construction also pulls away to their left. As CMR and LPC lock horns for the lead on the inside, Jack Hammer, which started 8th, is pulling ahead of the field, with Ricky Maldonado's son Julian in the Nighthawk boat following suit. As the field of 11 boats enters the first turn of the race, those waves pose a daunting challenge. The fight for first is between Jack Hammer and LPC, but Anthony Smith and Lauren Peters in the LPC boat have the inside lane advantage. Further back, Team Allen are in 5th, but the rookies from Nighthawk bump them down to 6th. It's neck and neck between Jack Hammer and LPC, both boats running the new 4-stroke V8 Mercury 300s. Behind the lead boats, it's Atlas in 3rd. Huge hop from Atlas, that was close. Atlas stays on course and recovers, but they get overhauled by Team Allen, CMR and number 21 Performance Boat Center. Atlas dropping to 6th. The two-way battle for the lead between Jackhammer and LPC has pulled the boats far ahead of the field, and it's the Doug Wright-built LPC boat that gets the clear water and speed to pull away into the lead ahead of Jackhammer and their victory hull as they head inshore with the waves behind them this time. And in third place is the rookie team, Nighthawk. What a race for them so far as they leave more experienced teams like Allen in 4th, Atlas 5th and CMR 6th behind them. In 7th position it's the Performance Boat, and then in 8th it's the Canadians of Big East. Out in the lead is LPC going down that inshore straightaway. And there is Jackhammer, almost as if out of nowhere. Reese Langheim and Ricky Maldonado thunder away on the far outside. It's Jackhammer that pulls away into the lead, and they take that northern corner ahead of LPC. Team Allen doesn't let up in the battle for third, chasing Nighthawk hard and literally eating their spray. But Nighthawk can only hang on for so long as the experienced Team Allen pulls ahead and grabs third place on the turn. Further back, it's Atlas pushing up and locking horns with CMR in a fight for 5th. And Atlas does it. They move up to 5th as CMR struggles. Out in the lead, huge air for Jackhammer as they come crashing down. LPC just behind them pushing for the lead, but this time Jackhammer has the inside line. LPC finds the speed on the outside to surge ahead of Jackhammer as they reclaim the lead once again in a cat and mouse chase. In 3rd is Team Allen Lawn Care and Landscaping. In 4th it's Nighthawk Steel Industries. 5th place for Atlas. The drama continues up front as Jackhammer and LPC go head-to-head in a 3.5-mile drag race. And they collide, but LPC gets the better of Jackhammer as Anthony Smith and Lauren Peters pull ahead and snatch the lead, leaving Jackhammer in their spray. But LPC looks like they're in trouble. They go wide and lose pace quickly. Jackhammer sees their opportunity and pounce. LPC recover, but it's too late as the lead changes yet again and Jackhammer take charge. In a fight for 5th, it's a duel between number 21 Performance Center and number 89 Big East Construction, which is on the outside squeezing out Nighthawk. Performance moves up on 4th place Atlas and passes them as Myrick Coyle and Rusty Williams snatch 4th place in the Performance Boat. Performance is just 1 place away from a podium finish, if they can catch up with Team Allen Lawn Care and Landscaping. Meanwhile, the Canadians of Big East Construction find their groove and overhaul Atlas, who are bumped down to 6th. Big East going hard and strong with their 2-stroke engines. Out in the lead, Jackhammer opening a considerable gap, but LPC stay within range, trying not to let the gap widen, but the laps run out. What a win for Jackhammer. After the lead changes half a dozen times, they get the last say, crossing the finish line a few seconds ahead of runners-up LPC and Team Allen Lawn Care and Landscaping in 3rd. 4th place goes to Performance Boat Center. 5th place for Big East Construction. Atlas Offshore make do with 6th. Nighthawk Steel Industries in 7th, and CMR out in lap 3.
We got a pretty good start right out of the get-go, and then we kind of got pinched a little bit, which everybody was kind of moving around, you know, so we just kind of single-filed out, got a run on them, and then picked off 2 or 3 boats, and I think we ended up getting into 3rd, and the top 2 of the guys, they were kind of gone, and we just kind of conserved our equipment and our bodies a little bit, so yeah, I think we ended up 3rd, I think they said. So yeah, if everybody, you know, everything checks out, I guess we'll go to the podium. That's a big deal, especially at Cocoa Beach, Florida. So
then we end up about lap 3. We're coming into turn 1. The lower hatch opens on us, starts blowing water in the boat, and we come jumping out. I unbuckled mid-turn, reached down, grabbed it, latched it back up. You know, come around the next corner. We come down to lap 2 and 3. We come back around towards the beach, and I ended up strapping my seatbelt back in. Left it straight, let him throttle it, strapped it back in. Ran the rest of the race. Not kidding, it was crazy.
That's racing.
Well, I'll be honest with you, I could have set it up a little better because we are beat up bad. I mean, our bodies are feeling it, and we have some damage on the hull. Minimal damage, so I think we did good. We're happy.
I think you did the best you can.
We won. Clear one.
Local organisers put on a great show before race day for fans and teams alike. There were 7 teams competing in the Super Cat division, where 34 to 42 foot catamarans with fully enclosed race canopies and twin 750 horsepower engines slogged it out on the big waves off Cocoa Beach. Last year's overall Super Cat champions MCon had Myrick Coyle driving in their number 6 boat with Throttleman Tyler Miller as they began their campaign to defend their title in 2022.
Driver's Myrick Coyle. He's also in the S21 stock boat. He's a multi-time world and national champ in Super Cat, and he's a world and national champion in the stock boat as well. We were the national champions for 2021. We were doing really well at the Worlds. We won both Wednesday and Friday, and had a mechanical failure on Sunday to win the World Championships. You know, things come and go, but we're looking to really redeem ourselves here in Cocoa Beach and get this thing back on top of the podium.
CJ Grant's number 54 Graydale boat had driver Chris Grant racing alongside Throttleman Billy Moore.
We're pretty confident, you know, we're learning as we go with the boat, and Chris has got a good feel for it now. You know, with the testing we did a few weeks ago, it was just fantastic. We set up a course and just got to where we could just run the boat flat out everywhere we went. You don't ever know until you actually get to the first turn with everybody, and either you're a hero or zero.
Yeah. We took some high flyers out there. It was pretty good. Oh yeah.
Looking forward to the season. It's a long season, and you know, you can't win the whole season at the first race, but you can definitely make it difficult to win it at the first race if you do something goofy.
The New Zealanders were out in force on NZ11 Pro Floors Racing, which had 2 Kiwis on board, Throttleman Grant Brueggemann and driver Wayne Valder.
Yeah, it feels pretty cool to be back. It's been a long time coming. We've been 2.5 years before we can get back. We've been held in jail over in our country, but finally let out, and good to be back, and good to see the sports growing a little bit since I've been away.
WHM Motorsports had Jay Muller on throttle duty alongside driver Britt Lilly, who had a busy weekend racing and winning in Class 1 for Husky Chocolate and in the Stock V race with LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness. And new to the lineup this year was the number 25 boat Dramatized Offshore Racing, with the husband and wife pairing of Tina Rogers driving and Will Rogers on throttle.
So we are new. We don't have anything. We got here by the skin of our teeth with a boat, the truck, and 2 lawn chairs.
And a golf cart.
And a golf cart, yeah. We don't even have an easy up yet.
Yep.
Number 88 SV Offshore had driver Simon Prevost with Throttleman Vinny Diorio in their 39-foot Outer Limits manufactured catamaran. The Super Cat class. 7 boats, 7 laps, nearly 53 miles of racing ahead.
Well, we have poles for today, so we'll have to see how we get on. Hopefully we can get to the long straightaway to the first turn. Hopefully we can get there still in the lead and have the inside. This class is pretty tough. Everybody doesn't cut you any slack, so.
So today we pull the starting position. So we pull the 5th position out of 7. We'll try to be in the right position coming into turn 1, which is where the biggest place of the race starts, and then we'll see where we end up after that first turn.
The starting lineup: Graydale with the luck of the draw in pole position, New Zealanders Pro Floors Racing in P2, WHM in P3, MCon P4, Team 10 is the outermost boat with Dramatized starting back. The Supercats line up for the running start and the green flag goes up. Here we go. Great start from MCon as we see Myrick Coyle and Tyler Miller pull away from their onboard. Number 54, Great L, is picking up the pace and surging ahead, eager to capitalize on its pole position for the first corner, where boats have to maintain their lanes. MCon pulling through between WHM to their starboard and SV Offshore to their port side as Coyle and Miller lead the field to the commitment buoy. Behind the Supercats is the race start for the 450R class as number 7 boat MTI starts with the lead. Back to the Supercats, MCon out in the lead, but Great L is moving up very fast on that inside lane as they approach the commitment buoy and the first turn. And sure enough, Great L's pole position advantage cuts down MCon's lead and gets Great L first to the commitment buoy. MCon still right up there with Great L, but Great L with the shorter turn distance is pulling ahead and will lead the field entering the outside straightaway. Behind the lead boats is NZ11 Pro Floors in third with WHM Motorsports in fourth. Great L Throttleman Billy Moore raced earlier in the Superstocks for Atlas Offshore Racing and is now leading the charge in the Supercats. Another man doing double duty out there is driver Myrick Coyle in the MCon boat, having also earlier taken the wheel in the Superstock for Performance Boat Centre. In the rear is Dramatised Offshore Racing, with the two 450R class boats catching up to them, MTI right on their inside. Great L racing smoothly, keeping that boat on the water, coming around the turn with a firm lead over MCon in second. Big air, huge jump there. These drivers are all taking a beating out there. So Great L leads in the first lap, MCon second, NZ11 Pro Floors third, WHM fourth, Team 10 fifth, SV Offshore sixth, Dramatised bringing up the rear in seventh. In the third lap, Team 10 pushes up on WHM Motorsport, taking the fight to the Canadians, and they find the speed they need on the outside of the turn to overhaul WHM and take fourth position. WHM in fifth, and in sixth position is SV Offshore. But WHM do not back down, charging right back at Team 10. But Team 10 have the speed and they pull away to hold point in fourth. But Team 10 falter, they appear to stray off course, and WHM pounces on their mistake, slipping quickly through on the inside to snatch fourth place from Team 10 before Team 10 recovers and goes into a neck-and-neck drag race with WHM down the inside straight away. The two-way slugfest continues between Team 10 and WHM for fourth, and WHM managed to find a way past the Team 10 boat. WHM are in fourth. Great racing from WHM as they hold on to fourth tooth and claw, but they have a problem. WHM loses power and pace as Team 10 catch them and then pass them. What a shame. WHM is out. That puts Marty Searsma and Mark Kowalski in the Team 10 boat back in fourth, with SV Offshore moving up to fifth. In the 450R class, MTI slows down and is in trouble, as Sizem and Tomlinson relinquish their lead and are passed by Randy Keys and Billy Allen in Clovar Motorsports, who go on to win the 450R category. Great L was unstoppable. Chris Grant and Billy Moore completing a perfect race as they capitalised on their inside lane advantage early and then kept a good pace and found a good rhythm to run out comfortable winners in the Supercat category. Runner-up Myrick Coyle and Tyler Miller of MCon. Third place goes to NZ11 Pro Floors, Team 10 fourth, SV Offshore fifth ahead of Dramatised Racing in sixth.
Well, we didn't get to the first turn in the lead, but we actually were able to round the corner and just try to work on everybody. And once we got out front, I mean, I hate to say it like this, but we got out front and tried to improve our position every lap, if you know what I mean. Just
didn't
run
stop.
our own race. And the boys were telling me where everybody's at, and I'm like, I'm not breaking the rhythm. We have a good rhythm right now. I'm not slowing up for nothing. Just keep pushing, push.
Amazing, truly was. And bumpy out there, unbelievable. One after another. Boom, boom, boom. High flyers, all of them.
Obviously, we didn't come out on top, but, you know, kudos to Great L. Boys ran hard. You wouldn't believe how many times you take a shot and just feels like you get the wind knocked out of you in a race like that.
Right. Get your buck.
I got my buck.
You're
thinking, oh, mine.
Mine are out there.
It was a back and forth battle, very, very enjoyable. Boat to boat, canopy to canopy, a lot of cat and mouse. We enjoyed it. I hope they enjoyed it as much as we did.
It was incredible. It's by far the best race I've ever had for fourth and fifth like that. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to win, but you're here to race. And that was a race all day long. So kudos to those guys.
Very cool.
With the racing action completed, awards, trophies and prizes were handed to the winners and podium placers in all classes at the gala event ceremony that capped another extraordinary event. That concludes 2022 Thunder on Cocoa Beach. See you for round 2 in Sarasota.